right, joining me right now, one of the Democrats representing Texas in the House, Congressman Marc Veasey. Congressman, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Okay, so we just heard a little from Senator Bernie Sanders, who's campaigning in your state today, sounding really confident. He sounds like he is ready for Super Tuesday and to perhaps clinch it. Do you see that Texas voters will get behind him?
I think that Texas voters are going to rally very strongly around Joe Biden. I mean, he has visited the state more than any other candidate. He has a track record here. Of course, you know, Obama with Democratic voters here was very popular, both back in 2008 and 2012. And I will tell you is that particularly African-American voters here in the state of Texas, they will not forget that Bernie Sanders threatened to primary President Obama in 2012. Those are the types of
and you think they'll hold it against him?
Absolutely, it will be. Absolutely. People will remember that. And Joe Biden will be remembered for his loyalty to President Obama and the great job that he did as his vice president. There's no question about that.
You have endorsed Biden already, so you are, you know, backing him. Do you believe that Texas voters will be gauging the South Carolina primary and, you know, and taking note from the outcome there before they head to the polls?
No, I think that when you look at South Carolina, for instance, you're talking about 60+% black primary voters in that state that's going to make up the electorate in the Democratic primary. I think that is going to be a more true indication of what we're going to see ahead, and of course Super Tuesday, where the black vote is going to make up an even larger percentage. And so I think that you know, congratulations to everybody that ran well in the first three contests. Two of them were caucuses, but now we're going to have real primaries that are going to be starting here, and Joe Biden is going to do very well. Everything that I'm hearing on the ground here in Fort Worth, in Dallas, and around the state shows that people want someone with experience, someone that can actually beat Donald Trump, and someone that will stop Trump from being able to have a 7-2 majority on the Supreme Court. People know that this is serious, again, particularly people in the African-American community, and they're going to get Joe Biden support, and Super Tuesday is going to be a completely different story.
And speaking to that electability, you know, Joe Biden is often touted that is to his advantage. A new poll out today has him with a 2-point lead over President Trump if they were to match up in November. Is that number strong enough to you to make the case that Biden is the best option for Democrats?
Yes, it is absolutely strong enough. Of course, you know, one of the concerns that we have here also are the gains that we made. We picked up 2 congressional seats in some pretty tough territory in the Dallas-Fort Worth area and in Houston. We want to be able to not only hold on to those seats, but grow that majority. And we think that Joe Biden has consistently been polling ahead of President Trump in all of these pollings, and that is what's going to help us continue to maintain this majority. A lot of the unknowns about democratic socialism and who Bernie backed in the past and all these types of things is not the direction that we need to go. Again, we need someone that has a proven track record. And I think that, again, with the polls that you just cited, with Biden being consistently up against Trump, we actually think that Biden could actually win Texas if he's the nominee. And I know a lot of Republicans. The Star-Telegram, which is the major paper here in Fort Worth, they have an article that they ran recently talking about how a lot of Republicans around here that they would vote for Biden if given that option, but they would absolutely not vote for Bernie. And that's the type of thing that has to be taken into consideration going into Super Tuesday.
So can I ask you a what if, because you got to have a plan B, right, and a plan C. So if it were Sanders who were to win the nomination, would you throw your support behind Senator Sanders?
Look, I'm always going to support the Democratic nominee, whomever that may happen to be. But in my opinion, that is going to be Joe Biden. I'm not even, you know, thinking about other scenarios or other doomsday situations that may come up. I'm going to throw my support behind Joe Biden, and he's going to be victorious on March 3rd. And I hope that gets the coverage that it deserves on all of the networks, quite frankly.
Something tells me whatever the outcome is, it will be getting the coverage for sure. All right, Congressman Marc Veasey, thank you so much for Texas. Appreciate it.
Frederica.